Question 1. Given the circumstances, Mr. Alvarez is upgrading an 11 grams database to a multi-tenant 12CDB. He notices that some dictionary table spaces are nearly full in the source database. What should he do before the upgrade to prevent space-related errors during the process? A. Add temporary table space for sorting operations. B. Increase system and SysOx table spaces size. C. Move data to a new pluggable database first. D. Enable automatic storage management for dictionary objects. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Expanding system and SysOx table spaces before an upgrade is critical because upgrade scripts create new metadata requiring additional space. Adding temporary table space helps sorting but doesn't resolve metadata growth issues. Moving data to a EEUST is not viable since you cannot directly create a EERMAN CDB pre-upgrade. Enabling ASM is beneficial for storage management but does not directly solve tablespace space constraints. Question 2. As demonstrated by the introduction of adaptive execution plans in 12ec, how does this feature improve query performance? A. By caching frequently used queries in shared pool. B. By dynamically adjusting joins and access paths during execution. C. By rewriting queries into more optimal SUL automatically. D. By pre-computing statistical histograms for all tables. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Adaptive execution plans can adjust join methods and access paths while the query runs, improving performance when initial estimates are inaccurate. Caching queries in the shared pool reduces passing time but doesn't change execution paths. Automatic query writing is different feature query transformation. Pre-computing histograms helps the optimizer but is static. It doesn't adapt mid-execution. Question 3. From a practical standpoint, when configuring unified auditing in Oracle 12ec, which key benefit is realized compared to traditional auditing? A. Auditing multiple audit trails independently. B. Single audit trail consolidating all audit records. C. More granular control of audit policies per user. D. Reduced storage consumption by compressing logs. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Unified auditing consolidates all audit sources, standard fine-grained and other auditing into single repository, simplifying management and reporting. Traditional auditing uses multiple trails, making correlation harder. Granular control is possible, but it existed in fine-grained auditing before unified auditing. Storage reduction isn't the main goal. The compression is unrelated to the core benefit. Question 4. During the process of plugging a EEUMUM another CDE is Cowherry encounters a compatibility error regarding character set differences. What is the recommended action? A. Modify the PDB's character set to match the CDB before unplugging. B. Use data pump to export-import data in PDE with the correct character set. C. Force the plug operation by disabling compatibility checks. D. Change the CDB's character set to match the Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Data pump export import allows moving schema objects into a new PDE with the correct character set, avoiding compatibility errors. Direct character set modification of AE ain't supported easily. Forcing plugin bypasses validation, which can cause data corruption. Changing the CDB's character set is disruptive and not recommended for Singer PE. Question 5. By evaluating our man, enhancements in 12ec for CDB environments which feature improved recovery for individual EBS without impacting the host CDB. A. Tablespace point-in-time recovery. B. PDB level point-in-time recovery. C. Flashback transaction query. D. Transportable tablespaces. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Actually, this is tricky. Our man in 12ec introduced PDB level point-in-time recovery PITA, allowing restoration of single PDB without affecting others. Tablespace PITA existed before but is less granular. Flashback transaction query is logical feature to undo transactions, not full recovery method. Transportable tablespaces move data but don't provide recovery. Question 6. When considering performance tuning in 12ec SUL plan directives primarily serve which function? A. Directing optimizer to avoid certain indexes. B. Providing corrective information for future optimizer decisions. C. Enforcing strict execution plans for repeatable results. D. Automatically partitioning large tables. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation SQL plan directives store feedback for the optimizer to improve future execution plans, particularly when statistics are missing or skewed. They don't explicitly forbid index usage. They don't lock execution plans. That's SQL plan management. Automatic partitioning is unrelated. It directives guide estimation, not storage changes. Question 7. Under the assumption that ISTA-ROSI needs to restrict EPU usage for a specific PDB without affecting others, which Oracle 12ec feature should he use? A. Instance caging. B. Database resource manager for CDBS. EPUfinity at OS level. D. Parallel execution parameters. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. The CDB level database resource manager allows defining resource plans to control EPU and parallel execution PPD. Instance caging limits CPU for the whole instance, not PE. EPUfinity is outside the database scope. Adjusting parallel execution parameters alone doesn't provide full CPU isolation for PE. Question 8. In contrast to traditional storage, automatic data optimization in 12ec adds which major advantage? A. Ability to move data automatically between storage tiers based on policies. B. Encryption of inactive data without user intervention. C. Real-time compression for all table data. D. Continuous backup of rarely accessed data. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Do automate movement or compression of data based on usage patterns and defined policies, optimizing storage costs and performance. Encryption of inactive data requires transparent data encryption, not do. Real-time compression is a separate advanced compression feature. Continuous backup is unrelated. If backups are managed through RMAN. Question 9. While examining JSON support in 12ec, which capability is new compared to prior versions? A. Using JSON data stored in varchar or clog columns. B. Validating JSON structure at the database level. C. Indexing JSON content for fast queries. D. Exporting JSON through data pump. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. 12ec's native JSON support allows storing, validating, and indexing JSON data directly in the database, while JSON in varchar clog was technically possible earlier. Native validation and indexing are new to 12ec. Exporting JSON via data pump was possible in prior versions, but is enhanced in 12ec with native JSON data type awareness, making it smooth. Question 10. As a result of enabling in-database archiving in 12ec, which operational change occurs? A. Archived rows are moved to a separate table space. B. Rows are marked invisible to applications without physical deletion. C. Data is compressed automatically before archiving. D. Archived data is moved to external storage. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. In database archiving marks rows as inactive using a hidden column, keeping them in the same table but invisible to queries unless explicitly requested. They are not moved to a separate table space. Compression may be applied but is not automatic for archiving. Moving data to external storage is unrelated to in-database functionality. Question 11. When presented with a requirement to move a large partition table online without interrupting an old workload, which Oracle 12ec feature is most appropriate? A. Online table and partition move enhancements. B. Transportable table spaces. C. Online index rebuild. D. Data pump with parallelism. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Oracle 12ec's online table and partition move allows relocation while DML operations continue, minimizing downtime. Transportable table spaces move entire table spaces, not individual partitions. Online index rebuild helps with indexes, not table or partition movement. Data pump with parallelism is efficient for exports and imports but requires downtime for consistency in OLP scenarios. Question 12. By evaluating high availability improvements, which Oracle 12ec capability allows point-in-time recovery for just a single PDB without impacting other PBS in the CEA. tablespace point-in-time recovery. B. Flashback database. C. PDB level point-in-time recovery. D. Cross-platform transport OPs. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. PDB level point-in-time recovery in 12-ic lets administrators restore a single PDB without disturbing others, reducing downtime and risk. Tablespace PITO existed earlier but isn't as granular. Flashback database affects the entire CDB or specific PDB only if configured, but PITO is more targeted for recovery. Cross-platform transportable PBS or PBS are cross-platform, not restore them. Question 13. In the modern context of securing sensitive data without altering underlying tables, which feature should be implemented? A. Virtual private database PPD. B. Data redaction. C. Transparent data encryption ED. D. Fine-grained auditing. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Data redaction dynamically masks data in query results based on policies without modifying stored data. VPD restricts row access but doesn't mask column values. EDE encrypts data at rest but doesn't mask it from privileged users with decryption access. Fine-grained auditing monitors and records specific actions, but it doesn't alter the displayed data. Question 14. The impact of SUL plan directives in Oracle 12-ic is most evident when A. The optimizer encounters missing or poor statistics. B. The database is under heavy EO load. C. Queries involve high concurrency locking. D. Data pump export jobs are slow. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. SQL plan directives help the optimizer improve estimates for future queries when statistics are incomplete or skewed, often triggering column group statistics collection. Heavy EO load is a performance issue, not a statistics accuracy problem. Concurrency locking relates to transaction design, not query plan directives. Data pump performance issues are unrelated to optimizer guidance. Question 15. From multiple perspectives, what is the advantage of creating a common user in an E environment? A. They can access and administer raw PBS without duplication. B. They are granted higher privileges automatically. C. They bypass normal authentication checks. D. They consume fewer system resources than local users. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Common users exist across all containers in a DEID can be granted ROLS privileges to manage multi PBS, avoiding the need to create duplicate accounts. They don't inherently have higher privileges. The permissions must be granted explicitly. Authentication is still required per policy. Resource consumption differences are negligible compared to local users. Question 16. Taking into account the need to migrate an 11 grams database to a 12 PDE with minimal downtime, which approach is most suitable? A. Transportable tablespaces with cross-platform conversion. B. Data pump full export import into the PDB. C. Unplug method. D. Golden Gate replication into the PE. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Golden Gate allows near real-time replication into a TARC PDB, enabling qt with minimal downtime. Transportable tablespaces is efficient but requires downtime for the switch. Data pump is slower for large databases and needs downtime. The unplug method works only when the source is already AE converted to one, not for 11 grams non-EEs. Question 17. Contrary to popular belief, adaptive execution plans in 12-ic require which condition to be most effective? A. Parallel execution. B. Bind variable peaking disabled. C. Feedback loop from prior executions. D. Accurate statistics for all tables. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Adaptive plans are just based on runtime statistics and execution feedback, which can influence future plan selection. Parallel execution isn't a requirement. Adaptive behavior applies to serial queries too. Bind variable peaking is orthogonal to adaptive features. Accurate statistics help, but adaptive plans exist precisely to mitigate situations where statistics may be inaccurate. Question 18. Given the circumstances, Mr. Nakagawa needs to ensure archive data remains accessible for compliance but invisible to applications by default. Which Oracle 12-ic feature should he use? A. in database archiving? B. Automatic data optimization. C. Temporal validity. D. Flashback data archive. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. In database archiving uses a hidden column to mark rows as inactive, keeping them stored yet invisible unless queried with explicit conditions. D manages movement compression of data based on usage, not visibility. Temporal validity defines valid time periods for rows, but doesn't hide them. Flashback data archive maintains historical versions for auditing, not archiving. Question 19. Throughout the course of post-upgrade tasks, which step ensures new 12-VEC features operate optimally? A. Gathering dictionary and fixed object statistics. B. Rebuilding indexes with new compression. C. Recreating all materialized views. D. Dropping and recreating system users. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Gathering dictionary and fixed object statistics ensures the optimizer has accurate metadata, crucial after upgrades due to new structures and features. Rebuilding indexes can improve performance but isn't universally required. Recreating materialized views is rarely needed unless compatibility issues arise. Dropping system users would be highly disruptive and unnecessary. Question 20. While it is true that Oracle Enterprise Manager M Express in 12VEC is lightweight, was its primary limitation compared to full M Cloud Control, it cannot manage multiple CBS simultaneously. B. It lacks support for SUL tuning and advisor tasks. C. It requires a separate repository database. D. It cannot display performance metrics in real time. Answer. Correct answer B. Explanation. M Express provides basic monitoring and configuration, but omits advanced features like SUL Tuning Advisor and other diagnostic packs. Managing multiple CBS is possible with separate connections. It doesn't require separate repository. It uses the target database. Real-time performance metrics are available but limited in scope compared to full M. Question 21. The most significant aspect of enabling temporal validity in Oracle 12VEC is A. It allows storing and querying data based on valid time periods. B. It automatically archives data after its validity expires. C. It hides invalid rows from all queries by default. D. It enforces foreign key constraints only during valid periods. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Temporal validity enables defining application time periods for which a row is valid, allowing time-based queries without physically removing or archiving data. It doesn't automatically archive expired data. Administrators must manage that separately. Rows outside valid periods are still queryable unless filtered. Foreign key constraints operate normally and are not tied to temporal periods. Question 22. From a historical standpoint, which upgrade approach allows testing a converted database before committing changes to production? A. Rolling upgrade with transient logical standby. B. Transportable table space conversion. C. Direct in place upgrade. D. Data pump export import. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. A rolling upgrade with a transient logical standby allows upgrading a standby database, testing it, and then switching roles with minimal downtime. Transportable table space conversion moves data but doesn't provide rollback path for testing and place upgrades directly affect production and don't allow pre-commit validation. Data pump migration requires downtime and rebuilds the environment. Question 23. While examining unified auditing policies, how can an administrator ensure only specific actions within an application context are audited? A. Enable fine-grained auditing within unified audit policies. B. Filter audit records after collection. C. Create separate audit trails for each action. D. Use database triggers to log specific actions. Answer. Correct answer A. Explanation. Fine-grained auditing can be incorporated into unified audit policies to capture only targeted operations within specific contexts, reducing overhead. Filtering after collection still records unnecessary events, wasting resources. Multiple audit trails complicate management and aren't required with unified auditing. Triggers can log events but lack integration with the unified audit framework. Question 24. In response to an old database suffering from poor query performance due to skewed data distribution, which 12vec feature can help the optimizer. A. Adaptive indexing. B. Column group statistics. C. Table clustering. D. Partition pruning. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Column group statistics provide better estimates for correlated columns, improving optimizer decisions in skewed data scenarios. Adaptive indexing isn't standard feature. Indexing strategy changes require manual intervention. Table clustering optimizes EO for related rows but doesn't address optimizer misestimation. Partition pruning helps for partition tables, but not for non-partition skewed datasets. Question 25. Considering the evidence Ista Lindgren wants to migrate a large data warehouse from an NCD to E at minimal downtime, which tool combination offers the best efficiency? A. RMAN duplication followed by plugin. B. Transportable table spaces with parallel data pump. C. Golden Gate replication into AED. Manual unload load using SQL scripts. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Transportable table spaces with parallel data pump minimizes downtime by moving metadata and using parallelism for faster transfer, ideal for large datasets. RMAN duplication is better for cloning entire databases, not converting NCD EDB. Golden Gate is excellent for all but less efficient for very large warehouse initial loads. Manual unload load is the slowest option. Question 26. In the absence of accurate statistics, what mechanism in Oracle 12vec helps improve execution plans for repeated queries? A. Adaptive cursor sharing. B. SUL plan baselines. C. SUL plan directives. D. Stored outlines. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. SQL plan directives collect and store information when the optimizer detects suboptimal estimates, guiding future statistics gathering or plan generation. Adaptive cursor sharing adapts plans for different bind values but doesn't store directives. SUL plan baselines ensure stability but don't improve poor estimates automatically. Stored outlines are deprecated in favor of plan baselines. Question 27. When analyzing backup strategies for a DE-WIT or MAN enhancement in 12vec offers more granular recovery options. A. Incremental merge backups. B. PD level recovery. C. Cross-check backups. D. Block media recovery. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. PD level recovery allows restoring a single PDE without affecting others in the CDB, reducing downtime and risk. Incremental merge backups are efficient but apply at the file or table space level. Cross-check backups validates catalog entries but doesn't change recovery granularity. Block media recovery repairs individual blocks, not entire PEs. Question 20. In what ways can the database in memory feature accelerate analytics workloads? A. By replacing row-based storage entirely. B. By storing data in a compressed columnar format alongside row format. C. By parallelizing all SUL queries automatically. D. By caching results of analytic queries permanently. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Database in-memory stores data in memory in a compressed columnar format while retaining traditional row storage, enabling faster analytic queries without losing all proficiency. It doesn't replace row storage. It doesn't parallelize every query. Parallelism is optimizer-driven. Permanent caching of results isn't feature. In-memory storage is transient and refreshed from the base table. Question 29. To better understand the difference between common and local users, which statement is correct? A. Common users exist in all containers and can connect to NPDB. B. Local users inherit privileges from common users automatically. C. Common users can only be created by SYS. D. Local users can manage the CDB if granted create session. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Common users are defined at the CDB root and are visible in all PBS, allowing cross-PDB connectivity if granted privileges. Local users don't inherit privileges from common users. The privileges are explicit. Common users can be created by any user with the proper privileges, not only SYS. Local users need more than create session to manage the CDE. Question 30. With respect to post-upgrade performance optimization, why is gathering fixed object statistics important? A. It improves dictionary query performance for internal operations. B. It increases the size of the shared pool. C. It prevents deadlocks during system startup. D. It enables faster recovery after failure. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Fixed object statistics provide the optimizer with information about internal structures, improving performance for queries accessing system views and dynamic performance tables, especially after upgrades when structures change. Increasing shared pool size is a memory configuration task unrelated to statistics. Deadlocks aren't prevented by statistics. Recovery speed after failure depends on backup and strategy.